All right, guys. I read a really disturbing article today that I'm going to go through. It's from Raw Story. They posted an article from a reporter named Indy Schultens, who works for something called Open Secrets. The headline is Most Exciting: Private Prison Owners Celebrate Massive Immigration Windfall. And I'm like, that's just gross. So let's talk about this. The most valuable private prison companies are GEO Group and CoreCivic, valued at $4 billion and $2.2 billion respectively. In a 2023 report, GEO Group noted immigrations and customs enforcement contracts accounted for 43% of its revenue. For CoreCivic, that number was 30%. The day after Donald Trump was reelected, stock prices soared. GEO Groups went up by 41% and CoreCivics went up by nearly 29%. This is, to us, an unprecedented opportunity, said George Zolli, executive chairman of the GEO Group. He said that during an earnings call shortly after the election. During a CoreCivic earnings call, CEO Damon Hinninger said, "This is truly one of the most exciting periods in my career with the company." This is some just absolutely amoral shit, man. I mean, your job is imprisoning people. In December, GEO Group announced that the company would expand its ICE service capabilities by investing $70 million in capital expenditures. Zoli said during the earnings call that the company is looking to potentially double its services. ICE could fill up to 18,000 empty GEO beds, which that could generate up as much as $400 million for the company. I'm sure there's no other, you know, better use of $400 million to spend on 18,000 people than to imprison them privately. Both companies are part of a multi-billion-dollar industry that could grow significantly while Trump is in office. Accordingly, the corporations and their employees have invested millions to influence decision-making that could increase their bottom lines. ICE recently posted calls for contract proposals worth up to $45 billion for multiple detention facilities in compliance with President's declaration of a national emergency at the southern border of the United States and related executive orders. A 250-page document obtained by the ACLU through the Freedom of Information Act shows that both CoreCivic and GEO Group submitted proposals for facilities that are not currently operated by ICE. Those included facilities in California, the Midwest, the Southwest. In the previous fiscal year, the Department of Homeland Security allocated $3.4 billion to ICE operations. So that's a tenfold increase. GEO Group announced a 15-year contract with ICE for 1,000 beds in Newark, New Jersey for $60 million. GEO announced another contract with ICE for 1,800-bed facility in Michigan for $70 million. And on and on. CoreCivic signed a 5-year contract to reopen a 2,400-bed family detention center in Dillon, Texas. Annual revenue, once fully operational, is expected to be $180 million for 2,400 beds. I don't know. Geez, I don't even know what the fuck we're doing anymore, man. GEO Group and CoreCivic each spent right around $1.5 million on lobbying the federal government in 2024. Much of their focus was the appropriations bill funding the Department of Homeland Security, which includes the budget for ICE. Both GEO Group and CoreCivic donated $500,000 each to Trump's 2025 inaugural committee, double what they gave him in 2017. During the 2024 election cycle, GEO Group employees and its PACs, they have political action committees. I mean, because why wouldn't a private prison company have a political action committee? Come on, man. Donated $3.7 million to candidates, outside spending groups, and other political committees. Shockingly, the vast majority of that money went to conservative groups. They contributed $1 million to Trump's Make America Great Again Leadership Fund, $500,000 to the Senate Leadership Fund. Oh, man. Yeah. And these CEOs keep buying stock in their own company too. Yeah. The Attorney General Pam Bondi was a lobbyist for GEO Group while she worked at Ballard Partners, for which she was paid almost $400,000. The board of directors for GEO Group has extensive links to ICE. Board member Lindsay Corin served as a trial attorney with the U.S. Department of Justice for 2004 to 2007. Was an advisor to the chief immigration judge. Julie Wood, board member, was head of ICE from 2006 to 2008. Matthew Albence, board member, served in a variety of positions at ICE before joining GEO Group in 2024. In 2024, CoreCivic paid $4.4 million for dozens of mistreatment complaints, including at least 22 prisoner deaths at its Tennessee prisons and jails. 22 deaths in one state. Of course, in August 2016, the Obama administration started phasing out use of for-profit prisons. Then Trump got reelected and exploded the budget for that. Biden came in 2021, and issued an executive order. Ordering the DOJ not to renew any contracts with private prison facilities. When Trump was reelected, he revoked that executive order. So Department of Homeland Security so far, Trump wants to deport 1 million people this year. Department of Homeland Security told Newsweek in early April that 100,000 people had been deported since Inauguration Day, so roughly 3 months. NBC News is tracking data provided by ICE as well as U.S. Customs Border and Protection. Their figures show that over 47,000 migrants are still being held in detention facilities. There are allegedly 11 million undocumented migrants in the United States. Trump wants to deport all of them. According to the American Immigration Council and Immigrant Advocacy Group, deporting 1 million people in 1 year would cost $88 billion. In addition to the almost $100 billion that undocumented immigrants pay in federal taxes every year. At a border security expo in early April, acting director of ICE, Todd Lyons, said he would like ICE to operate more like a business, like Amazon Prime, but with human beings. He added that the badge and guns should do the badge and gun stuff. Everything else, let's contract it out. The event drew hundreds of military and tech companies lining up to get new government contracts with ICE for the border. Oh, my God. That is so gross. That is so gross. That's just disgusting. I feel bad for reading that article now, but I think it's really important that we know what's going on. And that's what's going on. The private prison industry is exploding under Donald Trump. And boy, howdy, you want to know, like, how much of Trump's meme coin are these guys buying to bribe him directly, you know? Because you know that number's not zero. It's corruption and human trafficking. Trump 2024. Corruption and human trafficking. That's where we're at. Anyway, it's Wednesday, April 23rd, almost 8 p.m. West Coast time when I'm recording this. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my page, which is free, for more uplifting news stories such as this one. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.